What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Quinn Wade, Quinn the 20 here, coming to you with a quick trade up on the Utah Jazz OKC Detroit trade. Utah sends Enes Kanter in a protected first round pick. Utah trades Enes Kanter for a first round pick from OKC, Kendrick Perkins, Grant Jarrett, and a rights to Tybyer Pelis and a Detroit second rounder. And Detroit, they get Reggie Jackson, and OKC they pretty much get Enes Kanter. So this trade is very very good. This is a very good trade for all teams because Reggie Jackson did not want to stay with the OKC Thunder and he wanted to be a starting point guard. Now, only thing that's going to probably be bad for Detroit is that they got to re-sign Reggie Jackson and they got to figure out what they're going to do with Brandon Jennings. Because you seen Brandon Jennings was having a good year before he was having a good month before he got injured, and he's the better shooter. So I'm looking like what they gonna do with Brandon Jennings, but he is coming off an Achilles injury, so they might just let him go, or they might just buy him out because he might not be the same. He's not gonna be the same player after that type of injury. But one thing I will say, Reggie Jackson is a starting point guard. I said this when the season started. Reggie Jackson is a starting point guard in the NBA. He can break down defenses. One thing you got to work on is his playmaking, though. He is a little too selfish, and he does look for a shot too much than passing the ball. Like all point guards do nowadays, they look to score instead of pass. But in Detroit, they got so many shooters, and they got big man. He don't have to be selfish. He don't have to be a scorer for his point guard. He can still get his 20. Because when Westbrook and Durant was out, he was putting up 20 and 7 people. And I make that video like, Reggie Jackson can do this every game because he can shoot mid-range. He can dribble, pull-up jumper. He can dribble, step back three, or just do a pull-up three. His three-point shot ain't amazing, but he can knock down threes when he hot. So Reggie Jackson can take over games. And Reggie Jackson can be a starting point guard in the league. It is a matter of how he's gonna work with Detroit because they got a good pick and roll game with Reggie Jackson because you got Andre Drummond and Greg Monroe, and you already know Greg Monroe been getting busy dancing in that post, dribble, turnaround, fadeaway, spot up jumper. He's just destroying people in the post. And he got a little spot up jumper. And you already know Andre Drummond automatically throw that alley-oop up. And you already know it's an easy 2 points. And if you don't do it, you can just dribble, go all the way to the paint, dump it off to Andre Drummond, and it's an automatic dunk. Not a layup, a dunk. So you already know that pick and roll going to be pretty good with Reggie Jackson and the bigs. But Reggie Jackson has got to work on his shooting. If he can shoot the three ball at 36%, because you already know he's going to get a lot of wide open threes in Detroit. And if he can keep knocking down that pull-up mid-range, because on that pick and roll, you're going to have a lot of space. Because Reggie Jackson, they don't want him to get into the paint. So he got to work on that pull-up jump shot like he was doing in OKC. If he can get that little pull-up jump shot going, and he can knock down that three ball, I ain't saying that 40%. I ain't saying that 38%. I'm saying 36, 35. That's a good enough percentage. Reggie Jackson could be putting up 18 to 19 points a game in Detroit easily because Brandon Jennings was doing it. But Reggie Jackson is a better, more smarter scorer. Reggie Jackson picks his spots when to score, and he knows how to score, and he knows how to finish better than Brandon Jennings. Only thing he has to do is work on his shooting, his consistency in his jump shot, and he's going to get a lot of easy, wide open shots in Detroit. This is a very, very good trade for Detroit because Reggie Jackson really could be he could be the answer at that point guard position because he can score 20 a game and he still can get 7 assists at the same time. And like I said, he was putting up 14 and 4 assists on the bench at OKC. Now he can start with 36 minutes a game with the ball in his hand a whole lot. He can do a whole lot. So this is a good trade for Detroit. For OKC, I'm loving OKC this year because I hated OKC the last couple years because they refused to trade. They refused to get better. They refused to make deals to make them win more now. Because Westbrook and Durant and Ibaka, back then they was 21, 23. Now they 25, 26. You know what I'm saying? They getting older and their contracts almost up. So you got to start putting talent on this team quick so you can win a championship. You can't be hoping they develop when you can just put talent to help them develop quicker and put talent to take the pressure off of them. OKC with the Dion Waiters trade and this trade to bring in Enes Kanter, they showing they want to get better and they want to go for a championship and they want to put young talent in his team. Dion Waiters is a young shooting guard. They do need a young shooting guard that can dribble, get to the paint, create his own shot, knock down a jump shot. Dion Waiters ain't doing that now, but if Dion Waiters can keep working on his game, he could be a $8-9 million player that can get you 15, 16 points off in the starting role. Fuck him being a bench player. Dion Waiters, if he can work on his spot up jump shot, his spot up three, and knock down spot up threes and spot up mid range, he could put up an easy 15 points a game. And he can still get to the paint. And he can still draw fouls. If he can just become a role player on his team and knock down wide open shots, which he still can't do, and stop doing all this dribbling bullshit and just focus on knocking down easy shots and taking the best shots for the team instead of chucking up bullshit and get the passes and get some easy shots on his team. And when you ain't got no shot, just pass it to Kevin Durant, Westbrook, or Ibaka and let them get the shots or work in or go reset the offense instead of dribble, throw up some bullshit. And Dion Waiters can get right mentally and knock down some wide open shots, which he still can't do, he can be a steal for that. They basically gave up a first-round pick for Dion Waiters, and they got a hole at the shooting guard position. He could be an all-around shooting guard next year. If you give him a whole offseason with this team, this year and next year, he could become a good player at the two-guard position. Then you got Enes Kanter. You seen it in that video I made. I love Steven Adams, but Steven Adams can't shoot free throws. Steven Adams can't shoot a mid-range jump shot consistently. Steven Adams ain't a better post player than Enes Kanter, but Enes Kanter ain't a good defensive player like Steven Adams is. And he don't have that energy and that hustle that Steven Adams has. But he is a better talented player, and he can score a whole lot better. Like I said, he can shoot the mid-range. He can score on the post. He can shoot free throws. And he can draw, and he can space the floor with Ibaka, and he can space the floor with, because Kevin Durant and Westbrook stay in the perimeter. And then you put a shooting guard like Anthony Moore out there, everybody on the court can pretty much shoot. So instead of getting Brook Lopez, they get a center that's always healthy and still can shoot mid-range and still can shoot free throws. And on top of that, he's only 22. And on top of that, he's cheaper than Brook Lopez. And on top of that, that's a pretty good trade. You get a young player that's got a similar game to Brook Lopez, but he's younger and he's going to be cheaper. That's a good trade for OKC. Then, like I said, they just got Dion Waiters for just a first-round pick. He can be a good two-way. He can be a good shooting guard. This is a good young move for the OKC Thunder. And these are the trades that can make OKC keep Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook there, because they traded for young players to build around already a young team. And they get rid of Kendrick Perkins, who's pretty much useless. Now you got Steven Adams and Enes Kanter, a young backcourt. That's pretty good, people. I'm liking the trades what OKC made. I like the Dion Waiters trade for a first-round pick, and I'm liking the Enes Kanter trade for pretty much nothing, too. And now you got two young players that can turn into all-around scorers and go-to scorers in a respective career, and they still 23, 24. They still got 3-4 years, and they still got cheap contracts. So I like these trades for OKC, and I love the trade for Detroit. They got a steal with Reggie Jackson. I love Reggie Jackson game, and he is a starting point guard in this league. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Check out my older videos. If you like this video, like my older video, subscribe, and feel free to leave video suggestions. And thanks for watching the video. Thanks for the view. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of y'all day.